Greetings, listeners. Welcome to Barbarian Loners Podcast. My name is Hassam, and on this podcast, we will discuss the value of knowledge and viewing the world from a different perspective. The best way to start off is by a quote from our fellow Carl Jung. I'm not sure if you know him or not, but he's a Swedish psychiatrist and the founder of analytical psychology. If you're not familiar with these terms, this analytical psychology ushered psychology into a new era, and it was a big thing back then. So, anyway, the code goes like this. If a man knows more than others, he becomes lonely. Well, that's actually a very meaningful sentence. I think the philosophy behind that is the value of knowledge, which makes you want to adore solitude. For me, personally, the most thoughtful men I've ever met in my life were the loneliest ones. And don't get me wrong, by lonely, that implies the lack of futile actions and the lack of futile company. The primary reason behind that is, I guess, we prefer any lie to the pain of solitude and self-understanding. We prefer to have twerps surrounding us than to be alone and discover our true self in the mirror. And sometimes that goes even further. We crave for someone's attention. Not because we love that person, but because we can't bear the pain of our own solitude. I believe that once a man stops caring and becomes cold-hearted, that's when he finds his true self. Craving for someone's attention and company is the very last thing you'd ever like to do on this planet. And believe it or not, this is ridiculously common among teenagers. They want to be popular in the setting of attention or whatever the hell it is that they desire. But when they become older, they want to do the exact opposite. Because now they have realized that they've craved for something fragile and temporary. They think they fool themselves with their attitude towards people. And in that moment, they will become a true adult, with true values. But the problem is that they won't even be wise enough to spend a week alone to taste solitude and the knowledge which comes with it. So, with that being said, back to our topic. Why do we become lonely when we know more than others? Well, I believe that people who are dead will appreciate life more than the alive ones. Same goes for solitude and peace within it. Once you get betrayed on, you will appreciate not having anybody by your side. Instead, you will just appreciate the presence of others, and the fact that they care for you will become just enough for you. Remember, listeners, I'm not trying to imply that you must become an absolute loner in order for you to improve your existence. I'm just telling you to get rid of the pimps around you. If you want to discover more, be around those who have discovered more. Simple as that. And if there's nobody around you who have discovered more, then become the explorer. You cannot always lay on others. So, funny thing is that if you choose your company wisely, nowadays you will be labeled as an introvert, which is not a good nickname. And this actually reminded me of a quote from Nietzsche, which goes like this. Those who were dancing were thought to be insane by those who couldn't hear the music. That's it. That's pretty much it. Nietzsche said it just in a sentence. When you're breaking the normality of your life, you will be considered as a loner, introvert, lunatic, etc. But most importantly, you will be considered as a man of value and discipline, which varies in, different cases. But a man who cannot stand fragile company and the man who's always attacking life by resisting to waste his true potential will get further than the man who cannot do these mentioned. So, there's only one way to get out. Wake up and surround yourself by true valuable people. If you don't, then have fun living a futile existence. And another way of saying this is, if you can't stand being alone, then what kind of a disciplined man are you? If you are labeling yourself as a disciplined man, and if you truly, absolutely, genuinely believe that you are a disciplined man, then what kind of a disciplined man are you when you cannot even stand your own company? When you cannot stand being alone? Being alone does not always mean that you have to be fragile to others. It means that you're on a different path than others. You're not alike to anybody. That's just the cost of knowing more and being on a different path. So, you're gonna go through days which you may not like, but you have to deal with it anyway. I mean, this code has another meaning as well. Think about it. The price of thinking ahead of your time is loneliness at the top. And if you see what others can't see, and if you realize what others are not capable of realizing, then you will be left behind by society. I mean, every single thing you know to this day had a price which had to be paid. Same goes for knowledge. You paid the price, and now you possess that knowledge which you paid the price for. And the price of your knowledge can be anything you hate to face, because there's no flowers in a paved road. It's just a simple road which has been paved for you. I genuinely believe that being alone can be considered as an art of discovering what others cannot even dream of. Being the only pawn in the game sucks, but you will shine once you play among the right pawns. If you're not in the state, let me put it this way. If you're not in the right place at the right time, so it's not gonna happen, right? Because you have to be in the right place, the right time, with the right people, with the right company, with the right mindset. You cannot bear a defect towards yourself. And by defect, that implies being around people who will not care for you. And by care, I mean they won't guide you to the right path of living. And that is just the correct way of choosing a company. People who do not give a solitary damn about what you will do with your life, and they won't know more than you. They don't know more than you, and they're just following the matrix path. Then you're gonna go with them in the same direction, and that's it. So, to put an end to our podcast here, I encourage you to spend a week without any distractions. By distractions, I mean no social media, no fake friends, no checking up on anyone. Just you and yourself. That's it. Then you will become aware of lots of things. I assure you that one. You'll know who's real and who will be there for you if you can't be there for them. You will notice how much time you were wasting by endlessly scrolling through social media and the gibberish content within it. Not all contents on social media are gibberish and nonsense, but some of them are actually practical. They will help you through the path of life, but mostly it is nonsense. So, whether you like it or not, the truth will be revealed to you. after that particular week, after that 1 week you spent with yourself. It's you who decides what to do with it. You either wash it out of your life or you continue to live on with it. It all depends on you. You're the player of your only chance in existence, so do not mess it up. Like this video and subscribe to our channel if you did the right thing with the truth revealed to you. Before putting an end to this podcast, I want you guys to listen to a poem, actually. Beautiful, amazing poem from my partner here, and rate it out in the comments. You know, it's just a simple poem. It bears good and meaningful words within it. So yeah, that's it. Give us a like if you like the poem, which will be played in the next chapter. Thanks. See you till the next podcast.
All started with a breath, a dark comedy of living many years for something called death. Waking up for achieving aims and the feeling of proud for what you have gained. But here's the question: what you have burned? Happiness of tasting the food you crave, or the moments of enjoying a cup of coffee in the break, the harmony of hearing someone call you brave. But wait, what about your hair, which is turning to gray, and the lines appearing on your face? You may have said it's because of age, but hey, do you count your moments or years? And do you know how long disability stays? I mean, inhale. Because as I said, it all started with a breath.